Let's speak to Sadanand Dhume, who's the resident fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, a well-known think tank here in Washington, D.C. Sadanand, thanks for speaking to us. What could be the big takeaways from tomorrow's meeting? This meeting, because it's happening for the first time with Donald Trump, it could give a new direction to India's foreign policy vis-a-vis the United States.
You know, the predominant concern among US-India relationship watchers has been that there's been a broad consensus in this city and in this country that the rise of India is good for the United States. And that has really undergirded much of the growth that we've seen in the relationship over the past 2 decades. Now there's a concern that when Donald Trump comes in with this very different rhetoric, make America great again, America first and so on, that he may somehow devalue the importance of India. So I think the most important thing for Prime Minister Modi is to ensure that the relationship remains on track. And I think that's why getting that face time early on in Trump's tenure and pointing out the importance of India and the importance of the US-India relationship to the larger good of the world is very important.
Do you get a sense, and we felt that there was a lot of focus on business and economic ties. The Prime Minister held a meeting with 20 top CEOs. Each of them spoke individually. Is this to give an impression to the United States that we are adding and value adding to the US economy?
I don't know if the CEO meetings are aimed at the US so much. I think the CEO meetings are often aimed much more at a domestic audience. It's like, look, surrounded by these titans of industry. And certainly FDI has been one of the most successful achievements of this government. If you sort of look at the FDI inflows that India has seen over the last few years compared to, for example, the last few years of the previous government, they've clearly done very well in terms of establishing a rapport with the CEOs of top companies and telling them, look, India is a market of the future, come and invest. So I'd say that that was probably driven more by domestic economic and political goals and less by less as a signal to the US administration.
What will Donald Trump be wanting from India? When they both sit down to talk, what will Donald Trump want?
Donald Trump wants wins, right? Donald Trump wants to be taken seriously as a figure on the international stage. The domestic media has pilloried him, so if he can present himself as this serious statesman-like figure who is here parleying with various world leaders, including the very popular Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, that's one win for him. But he's also going to need concrete wins. He needs to be able to tell his people that, look, he won something on the economic front, maybe a big deal, a big defense deal or something like that. He needs to tell his people that he is found a partner in terms of fighting terrorism, which has been a big concern for Trump voters. So I think you're going to look at a few things where Trump is looking to fit the Modi visit in to his own promises to his voters, and Modi likewise is sort of maneuvering to both keep the US-India relationship on track but also send a signal back to his people at home that, look, here is a proud, confident Indian leader who has established the country on the world stage and is sort of, one of the people who is parleying with Trump relatively early on various international issues.